I tried editing faceless YouTube videos like a pro, only to end up with results like this. While other YouTube channels are gaining insane numbers of views and subscribers within a shorter period of time with lesser videos than me, I was stuck with this. This made me to ask myself so many questions like, is my video editing good enough? Do I create compelling and valuable content? Is my voiceover engaging? Maybe YouTube is not for me. I should quit and go back to my old job. Then I asked myself one final question. This question made me to go back watching all my videos, comparing it with other videos on different YouTube channels. Then I asked myself, so what are these guys doing that I'm not? And after all these questions, one thing that stood out to me is the quality of videos these channels create. So I'm going to show you the secret of editing high-quality videos in CapCut to blow up your channel just like me. Well, this may not be a big number, but it is to me. First and foremost, research is how I start editing my videos. Go to your YouTube homepage, select some of the videos suggested to you in the same niche as you are in. Once you've spot the channels, go deeper into the channels to see if their videos are getting more views compared to other videos. Pay attention to the engagement metrics on your competitors. Look at numbers of views, likes, comments, and shares. You can use video extension tools like VidIQ or TubeBuddy. Take note of the type of content that generates the most engagement. Ultimately, select the idea that excites you the most and aligns with your audience's needs and preferences. Write it down in a list. Now repeat the process until you end up with at least 5 different videos. Read through all your ideas and categories based on topics or any other relevant criteria. Based on YouTube retention rate, eliminate the least promising or irrelevant ideas. Depending on whether you are editing for yourself or for someone else, you do need an idea, script, and a voiceover. I'll assume you have all these already. When editing, there are 2 main types of footage you will likely use: A-roll and B-roll. A-roll refers to primary footage or main shorts that contain the main content. For example, a clip where a person is talking directly to the camera. While B-roll, on the other hand, is supplementary or supporting footage that is used to enhance A-roll footage. For example, footage that goes on top of the voiceover, which can be a video, screen recording clips, and even footage short with the camera. Go ahead and download some stock footage and images from Google and replace the head of the person with your favorite emoji or face. Now, after importing your clips into the timeline of your video editor, the best practice is to gather enough A-roll into the timeline to last the entire video. Then use B-roll footage for transitions between different and visual support. So import your B-roll clip on the entire timeline, as this is usually useful for transitions between different segments or scenes. But aim for balance that keeps viewer engaged without overwhelming them with too much B-roll. The type of video you are making will determine the type of B-roll footage you need for your edit. You can get your B-roll footage in many ways. For example, in this video, most of the videos used here are just screen recording, and I barely use cameras to record. But if you want to do a more cinematic edit, don't be afraid to just go out there and use your camera to capture scenes, but you simply have to get creative with it. Another best practice I carry out is using stock footages, and the good news is stock footages are really easy to find on the internet, and most often free. Sites like Pexels, Envato Elements, and Storyblocks are some of the best out there. But if you're running on a budget like me, I'll suggest you use Pexels to get your footages. When editing, note that the first minutes of your video are the most important. So, you want to set a tone that captures the viewer's attention. This will determine whether they will continue watching your videos. On YouTube, research suggests that the viewers tend to have shorter attention spans. Majority of viewers may stop watching a video within the first 10 to 30 seconds if it fails to capture the interests. So make sure you start your clip with visual stimulation and animations to captivate viewers' attention. This can include dynamic transitions, animated graphics, or visually appealing elements that adds excitement and visual interest to your video. Include an A-roll footage in the beginning of your clip, because humans are emotional beings and are likely to connect with and relate to content that features real people. If you don't have one, don't worry. A common trend is to use your favorite emojis in place for this. Just use any images you like and place your emoji on the head. For the rest of your video, you can download different posts, and then you can have a bunch of reactions, so when editing, you can put them on your video between the cuts and add some smooth transitions. This will make your edits more engaging like never before. Always try as much as possible to have 4 times B-roll as the A-rolls included in your introduction. And if you don't have an A-roll footage, don't include them A-roll at all. The best way to make your videos hook is to make cuts every 1 to 2 seconds, as this method can help maintain viewer engagement and prevent boredom. Remember, while your face and on-screen presence can be engaging, nobody wants to see your face for long. So it's always a good idea to mix up the visuals, to keep the content fresh and interesting. Voiceover. When it comes to editing voiceover in your videos, pay attention to the timing and pacing of the voiceover in relations to the visuals and overall flow of the video. You can use your mic to record your voice, but if you don't have confidence in yourself, use an AI voice which is easy to generate. Just go over to 11 Laps and select a voice, and paste your script. Then download your voiceover. At times, you will need to add space, so it matches your video, but make sure to have a balance with your spacing to ensure the voiceover aligns with the intended rhythm and timing of the video. Best practice to intersect your voiceover is to overlap them like this. This will give you a perfect and seamless transition. Just make sure you don't have a lot meaningless spaces, or else your viewers' retention graph rate will steadily drop down as viewers will stop watching your video. Subtitles. It's really easy to do it nowadays with so many tools. In CapCut, I import the text onto my timeline and place it following the voiceover, and then start to apply my effects and add presets to it. There are so many presets in CapCut you could choose from. Also, you are free to add any extra touch to your subtitle, like adding the background, glow effects, and shadows. And don't forget to add animations so you can have it look like this, which is a nice pop-up subtitle effect. Once I'm happy with the look of the text, I start duplicating and changing the text with respect to what the voiceover is saying. If this method entails a lot of time and effort to you, you can use the Auto Caption tool in CapCut by going to Auto Captions panel and click on the Create button. In no time, your caption will be ready. Just preview your video to make sure the captions are in their right positions. I always use subtitles in the intro in my video because it's a great retention hack otherwise. You can use them throughout the entire video. It really is a matter of personal preference, but make sure you keep it readable and non-distractive. Next, learning how to use After Effects can greatly enhance your editing skills and open up new creative possibilities. By incorporating After Effects with CapCut, you can create powerful motion graphics and dynamic elements. But you don't need to work harder. Instead, just like most YouTubers, always work smarter. You can do this by using others people presets. Just search online, you will find so many presets that are absolutely free, from motion graphics, text animations, sound effects, and many more. Thinking of where to get these presets, I'll leave links in the video description. Otherwise, you can easily search on Google for whatever preset you are looking for. Transitions. One of the final and smallest change you can add to your video is transitions. A smooth transition will make your video more engaging and aesthetically pleasing to watch. When using transition, always try to maintain the vibe and feeling of the overall video. From basic to advanced, there are many of these transitions that can make your video look really professional. Adding sound effects to these transitions can sometimes smoothen these transitions by providing an audio bridge between the two segments. Certain transitions, such as wipes, slides, or zooms, can be complemented by corresponding sound effects. So remember to always use transitions and sound effects, as this will make your video look professional, creative, and engaging. Motion tracking. You must have come across lots of faceless YouTube channels where they use this method to track the face of somebody to make it look like it's them. For this, you need an image, then a video to go in the background. Place them in the timeline, then go to the beginning of the video, and scale and move your image wherever you want to begin the tracking, and add keyframes for positions and scale. Next, move the timeline a couple of frames forward, then change the position and scale of the image while covering the face in your background video. Keep adding the keyframes in the entire video, and when you are done, you have just motion track your video easily. Scaling. One extra thing I like to do while editing is scaling. This is particularly important when working with different video resolutions, aspect ratio, or when combining footage from various sources. So if you are working with footage from multiple cameras or sources, scaling allows you to standardize the size of the clips, ensuring they appear uniform and cohesive when edited together. So whenever you have a still image or video, try adding scaling from the start. Especially with images like this, you can see that adding some motion to this images makes it look more dynamic and visually appealing. But this all boils down to personal interest. So try to experiment with different styles and techniques. You will end up with what looks really good. Sound editing. If you've watched my early videos, I used to be awful with sound. Sound is that one thing in video editing you don't want to fail at, because a perfect sound composition can transform a good video edit onto an A+ edit. I usually get most of my sounds on YouTube and a list of other platforms. Most at times I get the sounds from CapCut as well. To do this, go to CapCut Audio, then search any sound using this search box. Once I get my sound, I import it to my timeline. From here, you start feeling how all the missing pieces of your video connects together. Thank you for watching.